So Bryan Acheampong currently is facing a lot of heat, and it's no doubt say Sisi Anuababe, the person who shaking up the new patriotic party or more race. Just this particular week we ebe shasi a year most a year newspapers I Ghana no or report about say Bryan Acheampong is actually now leading in the race. Into what shares a particular headline here or say Bryan Acheampong shakes up NPP race because currently we share a year post na ebana ye patches Ashanti region and Eastern region despite say many NPP for a supported Omedikrom support Amaba Umiano. Sisi Anekamia said Bryan Acheampong is actually the underdog here. He is actually leading Kenya Japan and also a year Baumia in Eastern region and Ashanti region respectively. And the shocking thing of in all of these particular things is a year global info analytics Omudi can predict last 2 years in 2023 say a year Kenya Japan was going to lose or be second Baumia in the first they are now saying say Bryan Acheampong is coming up and Kenya Japan might not even get the second position. Let's put this on the screens. If you are near question what the whole thing are NPP youth for or more bar or more can see people are pushing say Bryan Acheampong he should be arrested because he is the main cause of NPP's defeat in the just ended 2024 election. So Dr. Bryan Acheampong tops NPP flag bearer polls in Ashanti and Eastern region. Oshaha. This particular thing was updated on October 27. Also, a global info analytics poll indicates Dr. Bryan Acheampong leading Kenya Japan and Vice President Mahmoud Baumia in the Ashanti and Eastern regions for the New Patriotic Party 2028 flag bearer race. Acheampong placed second in the last month's primaries ballot behind Kenya Japan and Baumia third in a competitive field. His strong performance in these NPP strongholds stems from campaign emphasizing unity and accountability, though Baumia holds a national lead in other surveys. So now, based on some global info analysis about Bryan Acheampong now is leading in Ashanti region and Eastern region, and because of that, I was said Baumia or sending the spies and now attackers. So okay, see and also EBP. Inti enkan near the 10 sins of Bryan Acheampong by see and amplify 10 sins and the 10 cardinal sins of Bryan Acheampong. And these particular 10 cardinal sins of Bryan Acheampong, it was not in writing. It was a verbal thing out kind visually. The NPP youth wing, over 57 youth wing of NPP in across the country, and more, it is Bryan Acheampong was the main cause of NPP's defeat in the just ended 2024 election. Now, according to them, they are saying this because of various controversies in some buy in regards to the snitch hotels, any fertilizers. Bryan Acheampong also check. Now, you could see in some way, Babaka will dive more into it because some people are even saying, based on all the aforementioned, it will be very wise, okay? Very, 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 very wise. At the end of the day, ebe 2 years, not say you a buying be na see ebeche obi say Bryan Acheampong for causing financial loss to the state and that's why ye bibia basically niema why ye so I think very soon the video will be loading because this is definitely a live video but then we are learning so the video is ready. So yenko share exactly what this particular NPP youth wing is saying. Ultimately this could actually get Bryan Acheampong in a lot of trouble because now the party is saying he is a major cause of their defeat in the just ended 2024 elections. And as to the next action according to them, I will say prosecute Bryan Acheampong.
And run walk now, Obayano, they need the Incomodia polling station for the do on Echi. Nisamo Kanya said Dr. Laji Mahmoud Baumia and Army and Timani in 2024 elections. Now, I say, the Ayaka Dr. Bryan Acheampong says, and Dr. Laji Mahmoud Baumia in Joe. And yet Dr. Laji Mahmoud Baumia and Maya in Joe 2024 elections. No. And if I be to say, well, no, you're Dr. Bryan Acheampong walk home and in Tony Diano, a basso. You can't ever say, Ninsem Kayani Bioke Kaya, Yakoto Abano, a bima can of one who Ebufui, NPP party, but to say, but if you never no, I can't say, or no, dear. So, a year party penny, say October 2024, not say about to on Ghana for Antoine Farmer, NPP Crown, Paya for Tuni Farmer, NDC. Yen in Professor Sansen Bisano, O Ghana for Ghana, your pass in the mine. And they say, oh, your party penny, that's all Cassan say about Bontia. Who shall Ghana for Bufu? And to say, you are no air training one free defeat in a course of 2024 more. Yamana who said, or Kahompa and defeat in a buy. A Biomuso, Yabakai. Sir, you senate homes and some senate hotels. You a party penny, would do more party, we better than the hotel, was a Ghana for hotel in the farm. Here's the case, we've got about 1.7 million people. Ominous letters in the Diduma. And if you're more try and says, 1.7 million people about a month. And then you have to free Dr. Bryan Acheampong, near who done the deal going for 2024 elections. And then, Oba Santama by catch and say, yes, first of all, no case and from Dr. Laji Mahmoud Baumia, yes, in the who and then I'm paying. Yes, there can be more near Cancer. You ran him out here as a Greek minister. You have a Papa Nanka, areas here, in Kuafo or Muhiamwa, at the end of Mahabua Magana, Yakuya Samakosrono. What in the campaign, Yama campaign, Yama campaign, Yama. I think a day to elections now, we're releasing the money we say from Koya Dimo form. And on a day to elections, not the way I we know an idea with Dada. And the best friend said, Obeso departed him, yet in a cinema, Mary doing a young Bruno. The Yama Bruno, yet here from Force, young Kama party, Mantia, Seneca, Mantia, and said, and a large Mahmoud Baumia ban, a Bagwama party, and a team of fun to my friend. I thought I said, we are there, you are no AC. Your best say, Dr. Laji Mahmoud Baumia, and the Yakasa or my Ghana has seen. See, the most popular person in the NPP contest is here, Dr. Laji Mahmoud Baumia, obviously. Because the Cardinal, I Juma or party, and fear Makumaku Dunsia. 8 years as running mate, 8 years as vice president. And indeed, Papa ni another wakana fana baby. Mimi constituency tafo, Oma tafo, Kraba tafo, Bakurum Prenum. Nti tafo mining Dr. Laji Mahmoud Baumia da. Nti so achinabi, se yakotoba niwe, na se on the 1st of February, se yewu Dr. Laji Mahmoud Baumia na flag bearer. Ya mre watafo se ye toma. And inti ebesre party ma. Ema Bruno, they say the ever cost one no be aba wonchen ya or party panyin tejino. And then in come on, name so ko box no dia. And I'm saying, your person you did 2 million and this for 2028. Dr. Laji Mahmoud Baumia, then you can't see the Mabuya can say, you can't Dr. Laji Mahmoud Baumia must no change. Dr. Laji Mahmoud Baumia, Dr. Laji Mahmoud Baumia, Dr. Laji Mahmoud Baumia. Number 3.
So that is in summer a year youth no editor just say, based on the actions and inactions of Bryan Acheampong, that was actually what caused the defeat of the NPP in the just ended a year 2024 a year elections. Now, all of these things are air course, it begs the question, say right now, what is the end game here? Because Baumia in Crawford, anytime they come out to endorse their candidates, they try to suppress the other candidate. We saw 10 sins of Japan. We saw again 10 sins of Bryan Acheampong. And Bryan Acheampong says here now abeto just only in Ashanti and Eastern region. Ya sanso amplify the sins to 10 cardinal sins of Bryan Acheampong. And now, apart from these 10 cardinal sins, what is really even happening? It's shocking to the bone is that now they are saying that Bryan Acheampong actions with the SNIT hotels, with the fertilizer controversy, and no NMA MPP for Omulusie. But then we'll come back to that discussion later. Now, we gave you an update, say there's an issue about hair. Ninyana says certain students are Asantua SHS students are first year students or Oku school, or no, she had her hair on. So when she went to the barbering shop to get it trimmed, Baba they can't show time and that lady no what or we no san show before and after. And when he posted a video as perhaps one of the advertisements on his social media pages, the video blew up because the lady was crying in the process of Oceanity. And then it waked up calls about how Ghana in the name of a discipline. He has a very interesting thing. Police phone in when I saw the video, I was like, damn, this issue is really getting out of hand. Video about it.
Also for us more to recognize that in every community, there is some form of uniformity.
Okay.
Religion. If you are a Muslim because you agree to conform to some things. In some cases, mode of dressing, what you eat, and so on. In every community, if you're a Christian, there are things that you have to conform to. So,
Okay.
if you join the police service, there is conformity. You can't run away from it. So everywhere, in every community, there's a certain degree of uniformity. That is what identifies the community. I've heard people say that, what has hairstyle got to do with learning? Similarly, tomorrow morning, we can say that what has the type of shoe you wear got to do with catching a thief? So policemen can wear anything. They can even decide to go to work barefooted because it wouldn't impact their ability to catch thieves as well. And then we can drag this to the level of absurdity. And I think that's what exactly is happening in this case, especially those who ask, what has hairstyle got to do with learning? It's got a lot to do with learning. So imagine a situation where we say, oh, there are no restrictions and so on. So this girl comes to school in blue hair. And these days I see blue hair.
Right.
And she's the center of attraction in the whole school. And all children in the school would want to have blue hair. But 30% of the children cannot afford it. You know the commotion we are going to create for learning? You understand? So schools are deliberately designed to bring about a certain element of uniformity. You can lead to another absurd situation where students will come and say, oh, why? Learning should not only be done in the classroom. I can learn in the dormitory, so I'm not going for classes.
Or go for prep, my break.
Or go for prep, I'm tired. You know, I can learn at dawn and so on. How are you going to be able to manage the school if you allow this level of permissiveness? This crazy level of permissiveness and so on. Now, I believe that we should build a society based on law. And there's law on this matter, especially when it comes to hair. Because of the Rastafarian case in Achimota, it went to court and the court made a ruling. What was the court ruling? The court ruling was that uniformity is important. And it's a principle which should be upheld in our schools. Except that in implementing things to do with uniformity and so on, we must not infringe on students' religious rights. Okay? Because of the Rastafarians, they argued that the hairstyle was a religious injunction. You understand? So that was the ruling of the court. In this particular case, where is the religious infringement?
So that was exactly what really went on. Now, let's straight up move to what is really happening in the camp of Daddy Lumba. Yesterday, the whole issue between Daddy Lumba and the two wives, and also Ibusua. So how we are going to bury Daddy Lumba, the final funeral rites, and also the properties, one NGO, and most importantly, the widowhood rights, all of these things were subject for discussion when they stormed court. Now, courts, it came to notice the judge ruled say Ibusuafo and Ibusuapini, they had absolutely right over the dead body, which means that they can decide what to do with the dead body. Some view, some no. It depends on the offenders and the Ibusuafo, because per the laws, any a traditional, obiwa or in Ibusuadie. And basically, what this means is that Kusia Sewa, her purported injunction was thrown out. Now, one thing court so that Lumba ni by Nestina, she was sacked, and now the court has ruled in favor of Ibusuafo and any Odobroni. What is her next action? They're not being, she's not ready for the December seat a year na Ebason. So clearly, from what we are seeing, Ibusuafo ni be try, and I say they are kind of threatening to boycott the funeral of Daddy Lumba. Now let's watch this particular video. When we come back, we will continue.
No problem. whatever ma ahoboa bɛn ɛna moyɛ sɛ busua ɛde ahyia ɛsan sɛ ɛnhyɛ bi no ase
6 December de me nyɛ ready
ntimi sɛ gye ni
6 December ye yi me nua no me nyɛ ready
yeah tiawa.
So that was a year that Lumba ni nua ba no oti nsema all count. 6 December na ye kan one asem no. She is not ready. She is not ready for any funeral on 6 December. Now yesterday Penny Beshe, because what we saw at the courts was so damaging. Who say be man share Akosia se one t-shirt and the print was so legal wife and other people to also supporting a year Odo Bruni. So these were the various fractions and now a course. But then one person and also no basically in some course no it's my cousin or war a year a friend is saying Akosia Sewafa Papa Shi, who also happened to be a long time friend of that Lumba. Papa Shi Edin Simbi Tuja because he was one of the people who pulled the marriage certificate of that Lumba. Said, you know, on my track on my German embassy for on my reply and now they a document says indeed no nipa or the legal wife of that Lumba no Akosia Sewa. Now let's watch this particular brief interaction he had with reporters over the court premises whereby a bet was so.
Tomo kan bo from kan German kasa.
German kasa.
We do that.
There court was what me do.
Me mama who say we need accessible. We the two infutro egu obi en so agency. Na me info original transaction. Mama obi an adam edum na say Ghana yin na isua en press. So agency. Pajon German for baby omo crash na boss no so untimi emfa untimi yan from German embassy. From German embassy. This is the breaking news.
Okay.
From German embassy.
Okay. So munya ya wale.
Omunya ya wale. Enura me call.
Okay.
Yedika call so. Ya present here case on the amount. You are this shame. Enya di bibia. Esa say judge hunu say omoda so ware. Enti German abai any German government. Almost say Mama Akosia Sewa, almost friend of Frau Fosu. German Casa no say Frau Fosu means message Fosu. Frau Fosu, almost that's so ewa. Enti any may the free German embassy to support our case. May the Lord God Almighty bless you. Oh, ewa ready yanko ponso.
So that was exactly what really happened in court. Now, one thing too which interestingly did happen today was the fact that that Lumba, the spiritual father, are not bompire na brand and the whole enfano. Even at the point in time when we spoke to him at that Lumba's vigil, no, or the two just say that Lumba or Yesu be a friend emane bompire man na nipa make na say me software or mu, you know. I just say all these while in some so near the no or no and I just say original as a spiritual father of a year that Lumba, a friend Apostle Francis Amwakwata. Now he made or he's going to make certain comments on DLFM, which is the radio station of that Lumba, and I'm for a patch said this is like a jab, okay, to the first wife of that Lumba Kusiasewa, because okay same say see Obia betima worry. But then, the real thirst is when the person falls down and as the person needs your help. And in this case, when that Lumba needed the help of Akosia Sewa, time I know yare or damn person to me so you'll be decran I deno. Where was Akosia Sewa? This was a woman reportedly who refused to fly down to Ghana to be by that Lumba's side during his darkest days. Or baffle frauds now through all the toil. Or fit no paper no you know the lady was there and apparently was Samson no crowd was 6 and today papa ne hua was the bon man floor because pelon no on our first ain't somebody to the brief one ye better also.
Science, you have to put the madam dress aside and put on the service dress.
Because every service has a
reward.
What? Abraham catcher yes and what to Medica. What 1 year somewhere? What 1 year somewhere?
But I not there.
So what percent was in if you so to medica. So what say when Yamia, God is going to reward. And we say, imagine only pafu be and the no the man Yamia can yame attention. But we're not the year man you couldn't. Oh, Nami did you over said that. You can continue to be a wife, but in terms of reward, you will miss it.
That is in summer a year or the two. Just see, you can continue to be a wife, but then in terms of reward, you miss it because time, you hear it's not unfortunate. There's a lot of music in it. At the end of the day, this music near copyright, but they would see extensively or parties say, or you didn't need power. What's nasi? Choose thick and thin. That is when people get married. They say for better, for worse. You can't be a wife for better, and when it's worse, you run away. These are heavy words. Well, ultimately, no. In some no can say equity will say we don't know. But then in penny force equity be in the mirror. So that is exactly one of the things it is really mind blowing. Then we are all following this case because ultimately you want to know the end result of it. We are all watching, and at the end of the day, I believe say as more updates ebano, we will be able to know the end game because it was say so far or mumu ache. All right, so let's move on. Many can say, Charles Edubuahin or Ne Neyere, they are facing trial. Remember, I said these were three people who were facing trial. Charles Edubuahin Neyere, and then the third accused, together with the company, Charles Edubuahin Neyere. Now, the third accused, she's been able to recuse herself because of a plea deal and a deal that she had with Attorney General, which means that she's going to testify against Defendant 1, Edubuahin, Defendant 2, Edubuahin, and Defendant 3, Defendant 4, which happens to be the company. Now she was supposed to be Defendant 3, but now because she's been able to recuse herself due to the plea deal that she's had with Attorney General, the focus is now going on Charles Edubuahin on NPP. Now today they appeared in court because if you've been following the issue lately, you realize that what really did happen was that Charles Edubuahin, the lawyer, he stormed out of court saying, the judge in the case, was acting or being biased. So, Minoka saying they stormed court today to actually file a motion, said, judge in question, and something did happen. Now, you would see exactly what happened, but I want you to get the mood of timer Edubuahin and the lawyers from storm court because trust me, this is a very high profile case, and if Edubuahin is not able to prove beyond reasonable doubt, say charges are states in the bond or no, and he is going to jail. This administration, they are not joking. He is going to jail. Now, Yendi can share the mood at which the whole thing even started in the first place. Babaka, we will definitely go into details as to what really happened. At the end, the lawyer and all the tuja, and even some of the things that really did happen, most of them were captured on tape. We'll be looking at them extensively. Straight up, without further talking, share exactly what happened today. Ebra Edubuahin, the lawyers, or Moko courts are clearly you could see there's tension. The tension here was palpable. Share that particular video. When we come back, we will definitely continue this particular update because Edubuahin's case, trust me, we all want to know where it will end. So that was the moment Edubuan and Irene lawyers they stormed courts. Now we also have a video of when they left court, because ultimately, omufi courts, not just say enya dia na eye ni jesu kra. Straight up, sure what really happened. Ebra omufi courts and the bad news that they were hit with, because most the court seeing judge nim fix a case, judge not na case in no, it was dismissed.
Yes. Your request to have the judge prohibited obviously have been turned down by the Supreme Court. Your immediate reaction?
Well, I'm disappointed but not discouraged. We'll see how the case will travel.
How does it feel going back to the same court that you...
It doesn't move me at all. The only persuasion a judge will have is the law. I'm not going to have a banter with him. I'm not going to fight him over anything. I'm just going to protect the law. It doesn't move me at all.
Are you looking at appealing against this decision?
Yeah, this is a 5-0, so that is a tall order. You mean review?
Yeah.
That's a tall order. So we'll soldier.
Thank you.
Okay, so that was the Dubuan, the lawyer to just say, Omukwe no me lose because judges no move vote and it was a 5-0, which means they did not even get any single judge to side with them, and that is definitely a very big case here. Now, straight up, there's also a vivid report as to what really did happen in court. Here, video by a better.
Angela Ejeboating odi omwedimu asamre yedi kwedu abomu se na ewo som ye cyber security defense adie bi ma Ghana asamre emusika 49 million cedis abedi papa ne na yere ho na meka papa na meche owura edubu ahin na enka no ye director general Emma National Signals Bureau samre ojina high court aye bi na asem na yenti na eba Supreme Court ne se owura atachia odinkata ebi within the client in the class, the Ababa Supreme Court. Now, not seven say Supreme Court, Emma Judge now, OD, a seminal High Court, then you in China, you need a beam koyi, into the in chain. Into a Supreme Court, at not say some be, Siena Sem, na near woman or Mudia Tuja, I began for a room and it's not say, with Timwafo and Dindi, Avril, Lovelace, Johnson, and the dear Timwafo a room. Na court fair seminal and Ura touching a car say. Omo den class aba betu court ni nim say omo ade sedie ni edi kan en class e bi wo ho e wo say kwadubofo no e de ma wo mo se na e be ye du time e wo so omo kon wasem a e be bo omo kon wasem omo decide sedie no etu kwadubofo ni nim extra court ni se court ni nka bi mo American High Court na otemuafo no eboguye otemuafo no ehun ade ko wo ehun class akrokra no obu atem obo atem guye eno so e be yin omo eno da nchen a otemuafo no ni ye bi make out in one for Eugene Nyadu, our criminal general jurisdiction 10. That was a high court. But Nini Edim Koyi or Shanini Yansha and warm or coming in Abu or Supreme Court and Supreme Court no, and you to more for new fiho. Now, I know a by lawyer penny Abedi Justice Sensai, a catch a court and say, in Kratana or come want them someone farm. That's a mina subia, and Supreme Court no, and Shana baby assembly. What's the editor? Court no editor. O ye na otemuafo no munina agin koben krom no moka say. Asama eye owura atachia de ababetu court ni nim no. Omo sha eni nyina so eye amra emrenim fo no kan say it lacks merit. Eno dan chen a ye can be set threshold. Asam na owura atachia de ababedan court no emiti sa threshold no. Se me kan ditwuma say enioma ye kika bomu Emma say ekobane say obi pese yi judge ti nchen a ebetumi ama yi judge ti nchen ne nkrata na odubetu court ni nim no saa nyoma ni nyina we nya saa nyoma ni nyina nkika mbomu enti court ni so ogitu mu a enye yi enti saa mbre oru atachia ochina Nature say na sem na e koso e wo eye high court e wo so san ko gina otimuafo nilim otimuafo no Supreme Court say omo na enyi na ntinche ono ano onto aso enka asem no e wo eye high court no mo ni epia ne ani oru atachia etwetwe nkomo de bisa ne say na nko on de ka o hwe nim say Supreme Court me de ka omo asem amom nso ankoti bebia e no say in fact Adia Supreme Court aye no why disappointed papa ade no aye ne yeye nso den obeka emra na kasa enti kwa na echina ombeko otimuafo ninim enti ni aba obisa aye a na che so ochina kwabna edubu ahin judge a odi na asem ewo aka high court na nko pese yi ni tinche no ono ano beko so a edi na asem no
Ashafo, yetwaso no na say yetwaso near DVLA camp. Yesterday, there was a whole banter between DVLA boss and the Public Accounts Committee, one of Omo chairwoman, to say a yasem kutwakra. Now this particular chairwoman, for context, no NPP ni, she's an MP do, but I mean no can say she happened to be a chair on that particular committee. Now the whole issue started when DVLA boss was called over the committee to explain DVLA somebody new number plate on in terms of number plates, a whole lot of things. And they want to explain it. So the question back here, true man, say this particular new number plates are airborne. Would it contain people's name? That was the question. The man DVLA boss, a friend of Julius Nikwe Kwothe, who is the chief executive officer of the Driver Vehicle and Licensing Authority, and a DVLA boss, Julius Nikwe Kwothe, he rebutted, say, Madam Chair, I don't expect you to ask me this question because you and I know that DVLA, we don't, put people's name on number plate. And Madam, no, Ebisa said, no, you can't tell me this because there are some people who actually come for what? A friend is a customized number plate and they have their names on their number plate. Back and forth, that trend. Now, this is only video question detailed an incident, and the incident is Minoka saying I prompted DVLA boss to come and reply because yesterday there were calls for him to resign, there were calls for him to be sacked, and there were also calls for him there were calls to applauding him he did what was right because you and some woman bisano according to me, it did not make any sense. As I say, it didn't make any sense. Now, before I bet to ask you, share the quick banter at a course so Parliament, the Public Accounts Committee between the chairwoman and Nikwe Kwothe. By bet to ask
asking you a specific question: is it going to have the user's surname on the number plate?
We don't put names on number plates.
I asked a specific question. You said no. We are not going to put.
Yes. I was wondering why that question. Sorry, but we don't put names on number plates. That's why.
You were wondering why that question.
Because we don't put names on number plates.
What are you telling me? People pay to have their names on number plates, and you sit here as a DVLA boss. You tell me you don't put numbers on number plates. Haven't you seen specialized numbers with people's surnames and personalized names on number plates? For yes or no, please.
Yes.
So why are you telling me you don't put names on number plates?
So I can explain that.
Not that you can explain that. You don't expect me to ask you that question. That was what you said. You don't expect me to ask you that question because people do not put their number plates, their names on their number plates. That is a blatant lie. You have people who pay for specialized number plates and they have their surname. I'm asking you. You just mentioned that there are going to be security features, and I'm asking, is that going to include people's names on that plate? And they said, you don't expect me to ask you that question. Are you not the DVLA boss?
Honorable Chair, I think he was trying to explain that we have different types of numbers that you can acquire.
Honorable Minister, so I understand that. He said he doesn't expect me to ask him that question because we don't put names on number plates. You are the DVLA boss. This is something that even a 1, 2, 3-year-old would know. That, oh, my father has his name, because we have personalized number plates, don't we?
They do.
Honorable Minister, don't we have personalized number plates?
I think he was saying that he expected the question to come at another time.
No, Minister.
When he was explaining.
Minister, I understand you perfectly, but he said he doesn't expect me to ask him that question.
Okay, so
so if he can withdraw that statement, that is fine, because we have people with number plates out there, personalized number plates out there. So respectfully, we are here based on questions and inquiries that citizens of Ghana want to know. And that is why we are here.
Honorable Chair, respectfully, I withdraw. It's not to say you don't know what you are saying. It is just to say that the normal person who goes out there to do registration, we don't put the name on the number plate. It is out of a special provision that is made. That's where personalized comes in.
So then I asked you a simple question because you said you are going to put in the security features. Yes. And so I'm asking, so is that going to include names on... the question should have been, no, that is not what... But you don't expect me to ask you that. Then why are you sitting in the chair as a GVLA CEO?
That's why I said I withdraw that statement.
So I'm asking you, share with us some of the security features because to be honest with you, out there, you see a lot on social media that this is how the new number plate is going to be. It is going to include your surname. It's going to include ABCD. So now we have the opportunity. The CEO is sitting before us, and we are just asking, is that going to include that? Yes or no? That is all.
So, thank you, Honorable Chair.
I don't think I can come to your office and show you disrespect.
The new number plates, there's always a provision for personalized identification numbers. When you come and apply for that, certainly it will be given to you. Thank you very much.
So that was what really happened. I just said the back and forth. And yes, I'm getting nipa na DVLA boss on the no Nyankita Hudi and as the back and forth. No, MP for Etiwa is Madam Abena Osei Asare. Now, the next day, which is today, after this whole confrontation, a year honorable announcer. Mr. Julius Nikwe Kwethi, who happened to be the chief executive officer of the DVLA, he went on Angel FM to actually explain what really did happen and even after Crown JC. We have the video here. Yankwashe Ebra on Sadiq Adams Omushia in Sema Ipimu Ebaye. Yanshe video Ebaye better.
Is a member of parliament.
Okay.
Brother.
Okay.
Nikote.
Oh.
That's my senior brother. Yes. The one in Philadelphia said, what happened? That lady, her mother is from our family in Asren. I said, oh, how? Yeah, her mother is from Asren. So when she sees me in parliament, she calls me bro.
Okay.
So I'll tell her that it is the cousin she was dealing with like that. That is when I got the appointment, my mother said something to me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't disrespect anyone because you are CEO.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you enter DVLA, you see pictures of CEOs who have come and gone.
Mm-hmm.
Today you are there, tomorrow you will not be there.
Okay.
The way you treat people today is exactly how people are going to treat you tomorrow.
Of course.
So don't disrespect anyone because you are CEO.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at our president, who we are all trying our possible best to emulate, he's one of the most humble people you can ever see in this country.
Right.
So I believe these things will happen. As for provocation, this and that, it will happen. But in everything, we must all remain calm,
right,
and admit the fact. We are all working for Mother Ghana. So these NPP, NDC, Haji Baji, those things will happen. But calmness always wins the game.
A lot of
Obama. Let me be a free or short. Let me say a very big thank you to everyone who has called to motivate me.
Great.
Everyone who has called to encourage me. I'm not down-spirited at all.
Right.
I'm from Asren Junction. These things don't kill our morale.
That's right.
And let me also say, there is a very big difference between personalized numbers and special numbers. You see the card numbers from 1 to 9999. 999.
Okay.
9,999. From 1 to 9999. Any of the numbers you choose that this is what I want, we call it special number.
Okay.
So I want 222. I want 333. I want 2233. 4455. We call it special number. We don't call it personalized numbers. Personalized numbers are when you come and say, I want Obama 1.
On my number plate.
Or on your number plate.
Okay.
Obama 2. Angel 1. Those ones are called personalized identification numbers.
Numbers.
So those ones are not the same as you are putting your surname on a number plate. Whatever you tell them, okay, I want to put my surname on a number plate. We don't regard it as a surname on a number plate. So nobody puts a surname on a number plate.
Never.
You put a personalized identification number on the number plate. So my surname is Kote. If I say I want Kote on a number plate,
it's not yours.
It is not. DVA doesn't regard as your surname on the plate.
Okay.
It is regarded as a personalized identification number on the plate.
Okay. So you insist nobody puts
surname on number plate. No matter what name you put, if today President Mama says put Mahama on number plate, if you say put Mama 28 on number plate, it is not President Mama's surname on the plate. It's a personalized identification number on the number plate.
So nobody
puts surname on the number plate.
So this was the question. A problem. So you believe that chairperson on TS?
She didn't give me a chance to explain myself.
But anyway, you apologize and moved on. I'm sure.
For me to say I didn't expect that question, maybe she understood it wrongly. But I apologize and moved on.
Right. I think so on this one, we can move on from there. I'm sure so on also call Tnas in our share. Because yes, you who video be or ha me producer send their bra or call. On also call vetting, on also echo can be Kwame Agboja say I don't expect you to ask me this question. It's a idea happen so
All right, so let's move on. Menoka say the office of the special prosecutor, Omodin Sembi Ababe Tuja say Omache, a particular man who has been under investigation for corruption and corrupt related activities Now nipa or that screens no so Menoka say the one semaba Dr. Sledge. Now quickly let us actually check this right up if he a year Dr. Sledge if he a year the OSP or eba now share exactly what is really going on and even update eba as to how this is going to be. This is definitely going to be a national concern, but share more details. So this is the press release at OSP at the by or the tune official Twitter handle. You read here. I see OSP conduct searches in ongoing MIIF gold trade investigation. So Opache said, as part of the ongoing investigations, the Office of the Special Prosecutor today conducted searches at the Trasako residence of Nanayao Dodu, also known as Dr. Sledge, and at the East Legon offices of the Gold Ridge Company Limited. The searches were carried out under warrants issued by the High Court in Accra. So basically, this was the man apparently Oni Kenufuriata or Moko de la Ghana ye gold ne niema no nani nyina efa ne nsa sini di kan eka cho na no. It is a gold bia Ghana ebe procure bia efa ne nsa or cat. And aban fufuro ba no mu investigation mu say these things are not a question, not a corruption and a corrupt related activities because Sena and Samijin fee eda gold board. I know if you don't know MIIF no and one ada na gold board. So gold board na Samijin fee gold bi ombenye bia no oma fa third party company ebefa through them na nipa na fa cat. In this case, so our third party company no and a gold raiser Dr. Sledge on na oda no a ye pa say oni Kenufuriata contract bi bre course no Ojiji scanning be Brianna Yemani Scar na anka was oje and he's been under investigation for some time now. He's back and forth and then Omer reading if we are learning say many things were seized, including cars Nema yen so. Ewa Hasi. Osinanaya Dodu is under investigation for suspected corruption and corruption-related offenses linked to the Minerals Income Investment Fund (MIIF) Gold Trade Program, which allegedly caused a loss of $94 million to the state. So yeah, Pacha say $94 million to the state. Pacha says our particular company here, Gold Ranger, which was dealing with the Minerals Income Investment Fund (MIIF). The whole deal was shady because at the point in time, gold na ebefa through a year MIIF4 na ebefa through MIIF4 na gold rate for gold rate to sell the gold all the deal was skewed at the point in time. Ghana you bought up $94 million, which is a loss to the state. The OSP's assets recovery and management team seized several items, including luxury vehicles, jewelry, weapons, and documents relating to the landed properties. The party say ebra ready the premises of Dr. Sledge, you know, seize a lot of things. Some of the things that they seized, you know, were weapons, were cars, were documents, a chest panel. If you are we see near all these things, then it's a cost. So in fact, if you look at some of these things, and in Sambia eboba na sebi uyem cry then eshewa it is a odwen ho cry then ontiasi. So that is exactly what is really going on in regards with the latest updates on Dr. Slade. The arrest aba obia ka ho asema at the end of the day no to say osha very sad idea. So at the end of the day no very sad at the end of the day, so it sounds so so that is exactly what is really going on in regards with the whole update, in regards to the whole thing about so what to say a storm DVA Dr. Slade Nifia. That is the main reason now among the stormy Dr. Slade Nifia. Now you can share a particular video because in some way there are definitely many angles to it. Obia canism obia exactly what is going on, what should be done. And remember I said there are other people too who have also taken this particular thing to court. Be more alleged say in summer questionno it is a gunkrofobia hufi. So that is one of the many things that kwaswa odwen hokra won't say the whole thing also goes to to confirm said there were a lot of incompetence and I said there were a lot of corruption related activities of course in the previous administration under Akufo-Addo. I just said many good things and I said nyama na Ghana we see nyefi mu no omumu as leaders no and I said as people were leading the various agencies no we did not get them, which is definitely a rather sad event here. On this same note what Kevin Taylor is also saying in regards with Ken Ofori-Atta, because Ken Ofori-Atta he's currently in the United States of America. America was here no you could see said there are lots of issues at echo. So sorry say you show the last part of a year OSP in the press release no better it is there confirming exactly what we are talking about. The could see in summer Kevin Taylor or also Odi Tuja in regards with this whole back and forth. Babaka your update about Chinese phobia. Yasanso akochiomo. Remember say yesterday we give you an update about Chinese phobia akochiomo Pambros Wija. Menoka say we have a latest update here. Then some na ebani di ebo bani di ebe. Bring video where your babaka it's here for your bear to us right here on this particular platform.
Tamana or appointee Ofori-Atta be mo finance minister. Who is Yale trained, Columbia educated, one of the best American trained investment bankers. Ken Ofori-Atta left his data bank to follow me with his resources. One of the crazy things, people didn't believe in him, followed me to make sure I become president. Na yedi akwasi ahwenkofu amachi endede. Ken Ofori-Atta so didn't say gunechi or semenyankofo no yenyomo nana bubogum. Accent in him say French, say Arabico, say Americano, say British. Drug addicts way, na ya shakwa way, na nusio, and you know, and the data and Yale and Columbia, American trained, one of the best investment bankers, and everybody knows the job he's done. And it was so crazy when he decided to leave his position as the data bank to follow me around. And people didn't understand. Kwasia some say, hey, Radde, are you for? Radde. Udi Ghana for so okasa asantefo ntiasie, okasa bonofo ntiasie, okasa kovuo ntiasie. They at Ghana so some kwasi asem with and now investment bankers and one of the craziest things that you done. Not yet it is idea who say 8 years. Era de kwasi bro. Ngovo pa di peja butrepa. Hey. An investment banker and Yale trained, Columbia, an American trained investment banker, and one of the large things that he did was decide to leave his position as data bank chairman to follow me, use all his resources to get me to become president. Washisha mamo. Washisha akata ni akacha. Washisha mamo. ojam so de nsegu ne chi no ne form 1999 na akwa be fascinating for sike nyine dwana kwasha abruchire ena okotete tokromu a na otwen ya ye jimi oba ye musa question ena ode white ba oba na okotu Genesis chapter 33 verse 14 okumkom maba na yesi ye NPP nkwasiafo impreko edi echire kwasiafo na omote parliament ka kire se ombeboa me akekere man na afenyo maka de tirimu se kokone ne gugu ne tirimu kwasia na ye nyina yebu afidi amode yeye inti ade chia ne akoso license ntwe ne akoto abama mo na enwan te se mwasa aba biem investment bankers and the things that you said and kwasia seven keka and this is the reality no credit na make mama obumfu onyan kran ni won pedokono inti nyabotre na mencheche wudufo na wudi nyabotre na menkama ne nya wo ya na ma wa adwini mbra fie undi dokono ye cheche mso na obuofu a shut up mini bo. You see, these are all serious things that we cannot just let it slide kakra keke near Tigana near Sasibium and they are cooking another Furiata in the name of Bawumia, in the name of Kennedy and Kennedy Japan. Bawumia, Kobre Japan, Kentry, and Bryan Acheampong. Busa pa senko fu wamu no mo bechichire man omo ba omo ka so mo person mo be change Ghana dey no mo person mo be change why no person mo ne chichire man why mo kojo ponkroma samia wukuya NLA krovoi why mo asenso bo ache why mo no mo be chichire man na yete ya na ebusa aya mo sheba mo busa mo so oh ya pese atuma na why na wo ne be chichire man no udi president why na no be govern aya na mo bejira bodima kere Japan bejiru a no busa ken na o si awo no be di president wana ne be chichire man no abozege ba mo se abo we de nya bini asemo wo be di president wana no be chichire man no hwan mo na ne mo ba be chichire man no bumusa kobre Japan no na mo se one hwan one engineers na be chichire man no okwakofa engineers association vo be chichire man no kenti educhu bumusa say na wo di president wana no be chichire man no hwan mo na person no mo chichire man no. These are questions you need to ask them. Like, oh, give us an idea of the people you want to work with. We know you have not won the elections. We know you are not president, but at least you should have an idea. Right now, if you don't have an idea, that means you don't even know who you're going to work with. Give us an idea, 10 people that if you are given the nod, you will work with. But the same list. Fankoba for na. The same list. Who is he going for? Because enyansafo no mo na omoka no kure no omo ne alankoyo chiramanta akoti UP omo gitum kakra se ye de ye di nkwasiasem na ye di Ghana fo abro ye nya nkwasiafo bi no omo nyina ko UP and I don't think any of these candidates will go and pick anybody from UP to work with. So who are they going to work with? They are still going to work with these criminals. Intadam be share omo no mo gan say mo share omo kwala no TikTok ne Facebook ya mo say we dey be say busabo na o candidate no ne hwan na be ye dwuma Dio be dima tem kacha kwasia kevitela suma ho abuofunu kevitela ma me ajantre de munima na kevitela hwe ye say ono black Lebanese onim nyansa o ma say nwan opa ko mu feed so adom ye live bia ko ka say we dem sremu Kennedy Japan ba omia komreja omo ne hwan na be yedwuma but just one be kacha kevitela abuofunu be say ubu some question na that kevitela ye say obi akwayi ase hopes na do ya akwayi ase ena hopes na do ye say ohun say Samira ba omia huhum no ba Samira eti binim into so wenchia no enti hunhum no Samira so no nim so ono so ti binim ana ho san so hunhum no ohun se Samira ti binim into mbia ni nyina prevent se obechi onyonko eno se ka tell adin ba mu ba bia yi afa dia adenti na Samira ti binim a wenchia husband so Hobson so eti binim che se me de ma den me se mu shia o am nko mo TikTok no so na mo ko mo Facebook o mba live a o mba ya na makoho. Please, so where you pamucho? Oh, you want for so yen about me for yen ideas. I said, I say, your pacho, we don't make any pattern pet. Kabomia winnie, and one no better mine. You so young winnie. But dear, Boma, you would be 10. Won't you be so many? Can tell you a boy? Me say, o mobile live watch na. O mobile TikTok swa. Moko am say. Akwaba we ni anu we dey edam ase mumu ya hwanfo so ye ba omi afo and I'm also say Kennedy na ekosi that's ya pamcho we die ya pe obi ato ama no na yeso ye delegate for gofo nim ye na nka ba omia wini a mo betima bo nipa du a obetumi ne o ma yedwuma we die ye nim so onkofo a on de o ma nipa du bo do meka kemtena ma mecha ase kemtena nya papa ono hwe ya wono ne ba me osebo bo ye nwan me say odi kokko buso mo entoko bi e besi no atani bi o mbedi no be nu ho kran bo so ye garden ni adentia kemtena se bebusa question odi di atem be say ochina Saturday omo begusu se nwan omo ba amu ko buso mo one question pe ba omia ne wan de be yadwuma obdi be di watem do rebefu ada e wo omo di watem kemtena asoso.
Okay, so that's exactly what is really going on. Now, straight up, you move it to the camp of the Chinese in Ghana. Me no can say Chinese for yesterday. We gave you an update. Say Chinese for we are more wage. No, Omakofa National Security Force say ombe protect you because Omato Kwame Nkrumah as a civil designate say fanya sort. Ewa Pambros hono. Na almost Omato na inkofubi. Any one was our sort factory no empty. So they went to take national security force to buy some bought Chinese from home by no matter war. And then that's sorry, the Ghana Standards Authority, they've stormed a new factory, a Chinese factory. It is a more produce mattress near the other. And the shocking thing in all of this is our factory are almost stormy, you know. What we are seeing is that this particular factory, according to the Ghana Standards Authority, omiti can't storm that. They've gone there already. They've stormed the premises already. But then the issue here is, bro, almost storm me hono. Almost catch a Chinese for ne say, almost a year audit, ne checks and balances no. Chinese for near more modi sa mattress no. A substandard. Sa a year foam ne a year. Your friend is saying near man no modi year no. A substandard, yeah, papa, into that form, so within 3 days now about form, and they are selling it. They give them warning, say, to shop, no, to a warehouse, no more use new materials, standardized. They refuse, and now the Ghana Standards Authority have stormed there and they've closed down the place. I'm going to show the video of what really happened. Brad, this particular thing have ACR amount for be air pass. This is the way to go. No one is stopping the Chinese from working in the country. But then at the point in time, if they are doing something at Enkoya and as they are working with substandard materials, papa mattress papa China we shouldn't allow these things here in this particular country. So yeah, share this particular video of how the whole thing transpired. Yeah, babaka, yeah, better also.
Your sister, can you call her to come? Call her to come right now. We are coming to lock. So let all your workers leave so that we can lock. They should turn off all the machines. Okay, we are from Standards Authority. So we are coming to let's put it on speaker. Is she talking? Hello?
Hello, yes.
Yes, madam. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. How about you?
Good. I'm also fine. Are you at your factory premises?
No, I'm not around. But today I'm at Lao.
You are in Accra. Okay, so who is in charge here?
Some there, but they don't know English too much.
Oh, they don't know English. Then too bad. Okay, so we are from Standards Authority. We are here to lock your factory. You remember that we've been on this case back and forth with this mattress issue, and you producing with this material. August 20th has passed, long time. Today we came here, they are busily producing still on instructions to lock. All the workers should please shut off all the machines. They should take all their personal belongings and everything out so that we can lock quickly. Okay? Okay, thank you very, very much. So once we are done locking, we can talk, okay?
So that's exactly what really happened. Now, far from that, there's also something which is really going on in regards with how Mahama is handling the administration. And Nipa or this answer we babe tuja Captain Smart. Ancient video babaka ebeto aso.
But I can't say we intra buying we all way. Goodwill now will enjoy no. Ghana fwaji watum. SSR nipe bia otu anamon bia no oye careful. Why you careful oh and your how beba? Because they say no, this is the only government in the Fourth Republic. And I mean what your mama baso. Me ya me kan nya wa wudim me de be wuwom. Abanya. Yes sir. Kabi Mamin Kabi, a fire tosso nine say, our memo ha. Where did Bosumi do? As a Bonnie Biansi. Ah, by no scandal, Biambem. Ajijo Mama. Rollins 1992, ye two abani we kikiri, ye swear in we ye pepe. A year so, Rollins 3 months. And a trouble by that time no more group your friend Mobby Squad. I choose any friend no. I don't know. Mobby Squad for 3 months. You didn't Rollins is here so. But so many and pepe and the Mobby Squad for say, this is assembly be hey, tractor is here, pick up a war, a Diane war, a day war, Mobby Squad for say yes, said. Are they lie? It's that time of penny PV or being sorry, yeah, be Kasaya and Crawford Tie. Anna, yeah, mammy, Dr. Mrs. Mary Grant, actually, I don't know. Very good. Mammy Coco, fair, or also sorry, yeah, Ebe Kasaya, Hocha, and Crawford Fanyasem. Mobby Squad for no, acting, can say, I'm a free press, a Troy. Yes, you want your bad J. Kufo. Hey, came bam! First scandal. You can say, a copy saloon. Adelai? Baby, I quite a busy. I just send a barbering shop. I just you remember? Captain Smart. Oh, and check shows. Anna. Womodi asem say yam pasa nyampa. Malamisa story no mokai. Say Malamisa no a sports minister when they are fit. And a king. Say yampo, say nyampo. A scandal. That's what I'm talking about it. I am not saying Malam Isa perpetuated any crime. That is not what I am saying. But I'm saying that something of the sort actually cropped and was cooked for that administration to enjoy.
He is smart.
And what you know, other things, Esiyama, Professor Kasim Kasanga, the first ever Greek minister under J. Kufuor, Kwana Kwakra Mango Bra na Yendia, $21 million, Papa de Mango Dia Tray. Mango Dia Tray.
Conclusion has come.
Who yeah no now about Professor John Evans 50 Tamils. First time, less than 1 year. Why only 51 million Ghana cedis? You remember? It was a blast. So many other things happened.
Why you me?
As for Nanado there, me that man. And then my minchim, I am confessing Captain won't pay Nanado as Debbie. What's it? My minchim ye. Nanado ankasa as nipa. When you tell me, when you tell me, mommy, when you tell me, papa, it is said Nanado ankasano. Me bunu, me penasem, me dono. But na memwo e fun. Hello mempe. The fact that a certain woman is still married to a certain man does not mean the man is an angel. Sometimes you have to marry the nonsense of certain men, and you have to marry the stupidity of certain women. Nanado as an individual, me penasem. Because my catch was me kuta in so damn person me kuna kami the poison be gum. He said the NPP for kum John Kumano, and why when you be dead you can't change my mind. NPP for the man John Kuma poison.
The king of morning.
NPP for na and on my noble and the appear could be poison. So new
conclusion has come.
What killed Hawaii Yakubu?
Conclusion has come.
Even Kojo Baredu kura. What happened before Kojo Baredu? Mayam. Obi and yam we say stress.
Conclusion has come.
Mr. Achu, we yam ya stress. It's me we yam ya. Mo friend medical doctor be ma me say we yam betimi ya. And you say stress na ma we yam ya.
understand what
me team.
Understand was not come.
Yeah, stress. No problem.
Confusing has come.
Mom publish it. Retired major. Courage Chiga. Autopsy report.
Morning shows.
And somebody sometimes I just want to shut up. And to what do you say make us up? I mean, can you question pan? I mean, in some I make 1,000. I feel the matter one. I can 999. The make kind of officer so no matter 1 out of 1,999. That would them. NPP. Who you know NPP? No one careful. You be cool. May catch your plane. You be more poison. Me wura MPP because I'm digging here. Me don't know. Me pesa wo te ase ma me. Me nyini MPP. Me nyini ye MPP. Me dey ye MPP. It's 2016 kura me kan wa do say wo twa me moja obe hu red, blue and white. Sa party no gro ho. Wo tu nro cha NDC for. Wo ma me catch no. Me ma be MPP. Pa cha NDC. Me be NDC kakra. Oh ya hey. MPP for you tu nro. Ye dey timi se na ntwe tuntum awia. Hey, hold on. The ntwe tuntum so ye nsie na awia. Gwen. Ye sie na anado. Fita na ye sie na awia. Ye timi ye yakoma de ye hu buruta me do nya me. You have no idea. Party etimi se sajun so go ankurem etu ka fi grai e de kosrem wunzuro ye me ugru won be kun simple. I'm telling you today, it is a way a young man.
Therefore, Yentuaso, Menoka say Gifty Owari happens to be the former Deputy Executive Director of the National Service Authority, NSA. Menoka say, far from some allegations, they are born say she was involved in the payroll scandal. Ultimately, she's been charged with over $39 million a year corruption-related activities. Bra contract bia or noa esinsan ye or sentua ne ho o create company or mani kunu enene maame kwaye board of directors ni nyina no e court. Na me no kase fufuro kra san baby aba toja e no no e more shocking. Na yanto aso ha say because me no kase this whole thing about Gifty Owari she being further exposed in the NSS scandal it is very teetering. I just say it is very shocking. Okay, Yensha has say Auditor General exposes how Gifty Owari illegally enrolled herself as an NSS personnel. So this Gifty Owari aye can answer according to a Auditor General. Party say yengina no yenim say Gifty Owari we sika. She's a criminal per in summer a Attorney General de ban woman we are gonna sika $39 million. Onko ye juma no. We sika we are sorry and I create youth empowerment programs. Catch and for say work hard, pray hard. No amount kwasia 7 keys be the 7 keys to success. Meanwhile, she's doing evil things our NSS. Now, you read this particular report because you'll be shocked. Say, woman, apart from all the woman that she was squandering per report, and allegedly, she was also further paying herself as an NSS personnel or enrollee in the NSS and a now, in reading the details of it, also the latest report by the Auditor General has revealed that Ms. Gifty Owari, former Deputy Executive Director of the National Service Authority, was unlawfully enrolled as a National Service Person (NSP) while simultaneously serving as a full-time salaried public officer, a direct breach of the scheme's regulations. So this woman, she herself, apart from she being the NSS deputy director, or no kasa de no she musa sanso ye NSS personnel. Once in him say kroma wutimi ye NSS personnel and sanso ye wa adwuma. Because if you are serving, you have to serve the state and you have to serve an agency. You be to near the can ama aban. You can't be doing a different work and doing NSS work. It doesn't, unless of course it doesn't coincide with your current NSS posting. Also, according to the technical and forensic on the CSMP and metric app of the National Service Authority covering 2021 and 2022 service year, Ms. Owari Mensah, formerly known as Gifty Oware Abuaje, was manually added to the NSS payroll service payroll despite holding an executive position at the institution. His enrollment, which was based on a Master of Public Administration degree from the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, violated both the National Service Act and internal regulations that prohibit public officers from receiving national service allowances. So, woman, according to reports, okoye a year masters, okay, in public and in public administration ewo eye Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology obaye no ono nkasa de ne hu shemu so NSS personnel na oji hu sika meanwhile aban bra no untimi nye obi a woye adwuma ewa aban mu a obesan so age NSS for sika. It doesn't work that way. Yes, also I said the audits revealed that Miss Oware Mensah was posted to the Kobli Mahugu Subrinya Primary School in Tamale, but failed to report to her assigned post. Further checks showed that she was manually uploaded into the NSS system by a J. Robert Ni Laye, who happened to be Laye Kuma, an officer of the National Service Authority. You know, apart from all of these things, are echoes who may, you know, what really did happen is or didn't who share. Or then who share NSS muno opposite who echo a school be a Sobriya Primary School Watamale, but one ko and no jimuska. The Nipa or loading no core system Robert Nilaye Kuma or your officer or the National Service Authority NSA Yentwaso. Additionally, the audit found that her personal identification number was approved on 22nd of April 2021 by Mustafa Usif, who had been appointed Minister of Youth and Sports on 12 January 2021 and therefore lacked the requisite authority to authorize the PIN approval. Now, your party say all these are nipa wa approve Minister of Youth and Sports. 2021 on na ote adie so but ye short time papa ye didn't see adie so a year 22nd April 2021 papa no na oni sa authority no any expertise ni say obey den obema obe assigning and I say obe approve sa posting no ye nto aso e wo ha se o see. She also did not complete any of the 40 mandatory biometric and physical violations required for all personnel. Despite this, she received allowances totaling 6,708 cedis, which was automatically deducted and paid to a vendor through the NSS Marketplace platform for a purported credit facility. Into one post school or something in share system or yet NSS Deputy Director or Jimuska or something in one share system or something NSS. For sika 600 fianu ni nyina no oje sika as deputy director or sanso de no ahye NSS mo sanso ji omusika no posting na wanko ni ade no owie ye no sika no osanje no ana owie no san direct say yemfa ma woman bi a woman no emese okorrent bi efini ho say shop se den na say sika no ekwu woman nchen ti woman na eji sika nti de gift ware obetua monthly rent no wentua wo ontua say scan no na say scan eko obi ho a wa rent bibi say shop say fi enim yento aso e wa ha say further investigations indicated that this case formed part of a wider pattern of system abuse. On the 16th March 2021, an NSS officer manually uploaded 4,557 names of postgraduate students from KNUST, of which only 19 were originally approved. Nevertheless, 2,802 individuals were paid a combined of 899,349.67 cents in allowances without adequate verification or evidence of actual service. Apart from this, your patch say on 16th March 2021, an NSS officer or uploaded almost 5,000 names. Says Uncle for Omako University, maybe also my NSS. Also be a national service. Some students your party say omufiki NUST. Meanwhile, no records HSS. Some students if NSS. Some students if you NUST or maybe school and you fake. Aside from that, to an additional 2,800 was also a friend is saying names was also paid. Yes, also uploaded an additional 2,800 names. I know so you two moka. So 2,800 names and it's 4,000. Only 19 per and na legitimate. Almost all the other na almost 8,019 per. and now we university they are in the ghost names are sika aban boy during that time no over 899,000 Ghana cedis in allowances. Also, auditors attributed these irregularities to manual overrides of enrollment systems, weak internal controls, and the failure to enforce automated verification checks designated or designed to prevent dual enrollment. They also identify misuse of marketplace platform to divert funds without proof of goods or services delivered. Describing the development as a grave breach of the NSS statutory and procedural framework, the Audit General warned that such lapses expose the scheme to unauthorized payment, ghost enrollment, and significant financial losses. It's a part say in all of these things are equal. The woman aban who say cause a huge financial loss to the state. And also a chair say NSS checks and balances are was a share says uncle for omu jumani ye and omu jumani ye and koso auditing so ana was a koso a say a bit audit periodically these agencies they were not auditing poor internal audits and not in the course of this particular procedural breaches are then the yitima boka. This is just one of the many things are ever up in the NSS scandal. In fact, utin 70 bikrana oyim eshow. Now, yesterday DVLA boss on the same Kotuja Ebra or having his own banter with the Public Accounts Committee chairwoman. Anna Oko granting interview and Tuja say sa new DVLA friend is a license plate or mudi bay obi akachen se onjai na ebwa elim di nti nipa na kachen o se sa nipa no I promise say obema no 4 million Ghana cedis if he's able to stop the new license plate policy. Me no ka say no sansem no OSP a friend is ombra no be ni one wine na so be man 4 million to stop that particular policy. Say be verify the number placed in the country. And also no we are learning say a council of state member is also under promitusha or say breaking the OSP has invited DVLA CEO Julius Corthy after he revealed rejecting a bribe of 4 million Ghana cedis to stop a digital license plate policy. A council of state member is also under probe. A council of state member is also under probe. So clearly, no, there are a lot of issues are ekoswa. In some it is a lot of issues such as so that is one of the many things are ekoso ewokruma at the end of the day no odwen ho ana say sa niam ni bia ekoso no say utekra na say bi o say afema. It is a very, very, very sad news. So, it's here for once again, we are live. So, if you want to comment, if you want to bring in your suggestions, feel free because you hammer and you hammer at the end of the day, we have quite a number of updates. Wrap it up. This whole issue are so in regards with the latest update, in regards with the NSS scandal, in regards with everything so right here in Ghana. So we're very much happy say binya wajin share concerning almost all of the issues are so answer another bombshell so because whilst DVLA and NSS a horse channel, me no cast information be about to justice here patch say oko ECG, Electricity Company of Ghana. Oh, and yasem ketwa. And also no nkofu bi a discount wa Mahama buying. He said, "O man feel many say, oh ya pointy and now ya wanya yenfa ohun den enchel." Now quickly, let's move on to this particular issue. Therefore, Menuka say the Electricity Company of Ghana is under scope. Because during the Public Accounts Committee, in Simbia Abetujan Air Patcher say corruption related activities be air course. Now, what is really happening is that payments be some chair and some leaders and some Juma ECG Juma phone penny for and a Juma phone penny for approve yes in say ECG for yes ECG for GP paid meters near their day and a service person installation was most of these payments and most of these payments are approve and fake. which means a scanner aircon butum. Now this was all if anything revealed during the public vetting and the public accounts committee. Sorry, it said they met with these auditors. In fact, through the end, the video through the end, you realize Honorable Samuel Arthur Mills and also a chair on the public accounts committee. He actually recommended that these people should be jailed. You share this particular video of what transpired. The bar, you better also.
9.3 million was your budget, but you spent 12.2. Staff fuel. Hey, did they drive around the world? Budget was 2.8, and you spent 3.6 million. Communication expenses, ECG. Their budget was 4.2, but you spent 7.9 million. Consultancy, budget was 40 million, but you spent 58.6 million. All these you did it on your own without even board approval. Industrial relations, your budget was 2 million, but you spent 13 million. Stakeholders' expenses, your budget was 3.1 million, and you spent 49 million. And you want to increase our tariffs. Publicity, your budget was 5.7, and you spent 21.8 million. Professional fees and subscription, you are supposed to spend 731,000 cedis, and you spent 1.5 million. Overseas travel expenses, you are supposed to spend 14 million, and you spent 29.8 million. Call center expenses, you are supposed to spend 23.5 million, you spent 29.3 million. So budget approval was for 144 million, you spent 333 million. That's excess of 189.2 million. This shows financial indiscipline. And the recommendation over here is that sanctions under Section 96 of the Public Financial Management Act 216, Act 921, should be applied to the officers involved. We also urge management to efficiently monitor and control the company's expenses. CEO, those managers who were involved, I'm recommending that they need to face the Attorney General for prosecution. It's just simple.
So that is it. One of the things, of course, when they say managers be approving certain payment near their days, our payment in a fake. It was overstated. It was overblown. And now, when the Public Accounts Committee is saying, say, these people should face the Attorney General. Now, let's listen to that particular part. Now, all these managers they were involved in, if anything, the shady deals. No, they are going to face the Attorney General. But let's share another angle to this particular video.
Overseas travel expenses, you are supposed to spend 14 million, and you spent 29.8 million. Call center expenses, you are supposed to spend 23.5 million, you spent 29.3 million. So budget approval was for 144 million, you spent 333 million. That's excess of 189.2 million. This shows financial indiscipline. And the recommendation over here is that sanctions under Section 96 of the Public Financial Management Act 216, Act 921, should be applied to the officers involved. We We also urge management to efficiently monitor and control the company's expenses. CEO, those managers who were involved, I'm recommending that they need to face the Attorney General for prosecution. Let's go to management issues. And head office, expenditure in excess of approved budget. It's extremely worrying. Now, before I refer you to the Attorney General for prosecution, let's go through some of these items. There were 13 items in your budget that you exceeded without any approval of the board. So let's go through these. You said you have foreign training of 31 million, but you spent 91 million. Why? And who approved that?
Mr. Chair, thank you very much. We will not try to justify the infractions. We accept that we overstepped our boundaries. I think the most important thing is that we have put in place measures to control expenditure, to make sure that we stay within the budget.
You are the CEO, right?
Yes, sir.
This happened in 2023.
Yes.
This happened in 2023. And just like Honorable Abnao Siasari said, it's the way that you guys spend money at ECG. Another one, you said cleaning expenses. 2.8 million, that was your budget. But ECG spent 10.4. How many suits did you clean for that? Now, honorarium expenses, 3.8, but you spent 4.6. Hotel expenses, 9.3 million was your budget, but you spent 12.2. Staff fuel. Hey, did they drive around the world? Budget was 2.8, and you spent 3.6 million. Communication expenses, ECG. Your budget was 4.2, but you spent 7.9 million. Consultancy, budget was 40 million, but you spent 58.6 million. All these you did it on your own without even board approval. Industrial relations, your budget was 2 million, but you spent 13 million. Stakeholders' expenses, your budget was 3.1 million, and you spent 49 million. And you want to increase our tariffs. Publicity, your budget was 5.7, and you spent 21.8 million. Professional fees and subscription, you are supposed to spend 731,000 cedis, and you spent 1.5 million. Overseas travel expenses, you are supposed to spend 14 million, and you spent 29.8 million.
All right, so it's for some of the things you are to cry with him as show. But then let's move on to other issues. Me know can say Bawumia is on the losing spree. Because also he's on the losing spree. He's losing support and ground support. Now we say me beto just say 63 or so MPs out of the 87 NPP MPs, so they've endorsed Bawumia. Me know can say some numbers a sort. Yeah, that's already yeah. So now who on the screen so this particular news card which is coming from our report. I've decided not to support Dr. Bawumia anymore because because of Abronye's insult and the growing indiscipline within the New Patriotic Party. This is coming from an MP. I didn't need a car. One of the people or supporting or endorse Bawumia. Nipa American Asime, Honorable Elvis Osei Mensah Dapa, who happens to be the member of parliament for Ahafo Ano Southwest. MP for Ahafo Ano Southwest. Now, in 70 he was supporting Bawumia. He endorsed him. But then now, through the end of this, he's saying that he's rescinded his decision to support Bawumia because of Abronye insult. And we're all thinking, say, perhaps, he said, now we're rescinding the support. Why not support? He said, the support, your friend is saying, Bryan Acheampong. Let us listen to this particular audio of how this whole thing went on. You better also.
Nia uka kwa wie nyina na se na wafri Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia camp aba Dr. Bryan Acheampong camp anya sa
absolutely
etu ni Bawumia ni twaka bia bio
uka so no bi ni twaka
uni ni twaka in relation to contest yasam na miken
nam just say the word twaka no be ma atete for na yaka
may everywhere and this is here and uni na chi bio udi Dr. Bryan Acheampong chi
pepa cho sabe pepe
but na no de one na do nkrata na umfoni nyina kwa ya etro udi
the office
okay
me dem sabe chance respect matese media for no sabi else to pa interest in ti sabi a community ebi no mo kan bi wo mu ni enyim entimama dom amanfo atiase fe sabio enya bibia keke ya me kan me ta mon tiase se we se bibi tumi me kan ma mo atwede me do have ma mo atwede ba ko we need power baby adro no omo ba ne ma jugo Muna mu ya madanse fo. Ofo mani dwese ni eko ye party mu. Sebi NPP party any. Discipline na why? Na me hwe kwa Dr. Bryan Acheampong fa to ka discipline asema. Ocho wa obefo. Na bo mpa sai o jamba bi na ko kasa. Me tin ko on TV for station for mu ni. Na ke ni ba hwe na nyumya se de nkan de tene fa kan drama no. Yo. Na mo hwe sema papa ne na ma enya woka.
Yo.
Eti mi no bia nte bone.
Mate.
Na mom. Me de me ho kakra. Sabi mo fan cheme. To man ka say ya. Yo say me che say mi ni ya mame.
Eno ano.
Ana mi ni de be boa party no so for now.
Okay.
It was a beginner. Yes, sure, dear. Baby, I must share for Dono. Now, said the Dr. Bryan Acheampong about party no bejo.
Mate.
But the next company, I mean, to me, was where to wait, where to wait, a better friend. I'm a soon diaba. I'm a new and Lydia Miyako 2028. And this are Kasakana.
Mate, now, what am I? I'll be sending messages at Mimi's house. If we bow me away now, back, Dr. Bryan, are you still open for other options? I can't buy over to me free baby as I go before.
Question again.
Me just say, I'm for sending messages. Mimi's house says, "What me free by me about Bryan we." So Kennedy Bekasa, Dr. Duchu Bekasa, are you open for other options? And I heard the waka.
Oh no, be a man. I'm sure letter na we. You first this time. You discard that's why you kept.
What's the letter about Monday? So we still have Thursday, Friday. Bibi I bet you answer.
I know mo na me tell be every. Me tell be every. And I me chance take na me kan yi.
Me ba cho bi chi wada Roma.
Me say. And can I me problem ba kokura. Yes me wo say. Papa be a friend Abronye. We born it.
Yes, Abronye and then they.
Now we say a creative problem. I'm on phone me no.
Okay.
On also step there, what credibility set there, okay, but set there, qualification, who are numerous set there, Abronye creative, confused, as it's my money, yeah, Sabi. Nanya beso opeti me no, obeto de America ya se. We am that na me shama.
Mate honorable. Yo mate.
So in summer, honorable Elvis Osei Mensah, who happened to be the MP for North Southwest, or the two just we fee Dr. Bawumia camp because of Abronye in summer can leaders no any eti aboma at the end of the day no Bawumia kra vinia ohia kini Japan ohia Bryan Acheampong ohia kwamne Japan ohia Professor Yawedichum to collate and to form a coalition mum brought together so na be ombeko for 2028 beba pay no o dear term egg as a west. In fact, it is really bad. No one in King Japan's camp is doing that except Bawumia. Now you start losing. I best start from Nipa Bako. We want to Nipa Mieno. One shot by 31st January. What you see is that in Crawford no more endorse no. half is gone. Even if half don't go, Krana, people will be with you, but is and that is also bad. And also, no, what Baumia needs is to have a commanding lead. So maybe we need big, like 70%. Now you say, okay, when you're 50+1. But say, no, Olusuna Owina Ibi and the margin of winning near 46%, which means a work candidates no on Fiancasano and you're strong. So that is exactly what is really going on. Now we'll come back to that issue. In that, we have the government's accountability series, and Honorable Minta Kanda, who happened to be the health minister, went there. I know Nana Edunu so cheche. Me no say Ghana your health data no. Say ye nyina no your hospital la banya resani ade your health data na tro your bibi a you keep ewo eno na ye data no your the two computers so ne hard drive company bi wo a omo hwe sa ade ne man na enkane no na is a foreign companies bi ana health private companies bi no mputa sa health data no be na me no ka say no omo roll out a policy to break down monopoly na omo je all your friend is saying the ownership of all of this health data. So at the end of the day, no, you bit me access na me use for in open access. So be a local tech innovators no, bit ma kum how Ghana we must suffer from this or be cancer. Kunkofo se ni itime hu how a yebitima ye ndro nkofo bitima ye niema obi ye hospital obi say okay see ankofo say na suffer from stroke every time na wa ye anu edro yenkoti nsema Honorable Minta Akando edituja ye babaka ye beto aso.
The good news is that we have the solution, and the solution, in finding the solutions, we have taken cognizance of the issues that have gotten us here. And so it was the issues we were resolving one after the other. What were the issues? The issues, one was that the software didn't belong to the state. And so when we are going for any new software, the software must be for the state. And so today we have GAMES. And the GAMES is Ghana Health Information Management System, and not for any individual. The next solution was the fact that there was nothing like any exchange, and so we have established an exchange where even if you invite any vendor in, the vendor would then plug in and will not have any vendor will not have a direct integration to our billing system or to any other sector. You necessarily will have to go through the exchange. Again, we realized that we were going through these difficulties because the system was monopolized. It was only one person we were dealing with. What is the solution? The solution again is that out of the 950 health facilities, only 450 have been connected, and therefore we have an outstanding of about 500 health facilities. Going forward, we'll open up for companies and players in the sector to bid, provided they meet the necessary requirement. So that we'll open it up and they will all go through the exchange, the middleware, so that in future we will not end at where we are at the moment. The plan going forward is that in the next 1 week, we are going to begin with the teaching hospitals, the regional hospitals, and the highly populated district hospitals, to roll them over onto the system, the GAMES. In the second week, we'll be looking at the rest of the district hospitals, and then in the third week, we'll be looking at the polyclinics, the health centers, and the CHIPs. In the fourth week, we'll do the mop-ups. So I am confidently announcing to the good people of this country that we have a 4 weeks plan that will get us out of this mess.
So that was Honorable Minta Akando. Now, quickly, niye moving on. Eneda a year Gold Boss CEO Sami Jimfi Edibetuja said they have started seeking brand ambassadors, and two people are saying Siomudiamba Betuja. Yesterday they were trending on social media. People were happy, others were not happy. One of them was Bolare. Bolare was appointed a brand ambassador for Gold Board, and also Nipa Okahu Jocelyn Dumas. Now, it is very shocking because people were happy, others were not happy. People are saying, "I am for NDC for now. I'm campaigning Emma Party, as brand ambassadors." But then you want someone or broad appeal within the New Patriotic Party, within the National Democratic Congress. And good board or a Jumomudia, it won't feel like an NDC venture because at the end of the day, they want people to come and buy gold, to come and invest, to come and buy jewelry near the other. Now let's put this on the screen. See, we are going to share the video a bit too. Osha Hasia or say Gold Board Jewelry Limited appoints Kwabena Anochi Edisi, popularly known as Bolare, and Jocelyn Duma as brand ambassador. So the picture on the screens, you could see a Bolare on the side. I think it's a Bolare on any and you could see on the right side, Justin Duma in the middle, a Gold Boss CEO, Sami Jimfi. Now let's watch the video of what really happened. Gold Boss CEO Sami Jimfi on this brand ambassadors having a meeting to say or announces that these people are now brand ambassadors. Ancient video here, Babaka Peswaso.
Gentlemen, you're most welcome to the Ghana Gold Board.
Thank you.
It's a singular pleasure to, host you this afternoon for this very auspicious and important but brief engagement. I'm sure the managing director of the Gold Board Jewelry has been engaging you on our interest in having you as brand ambassadors for our subsidiary company, formerly PMMC Jewelry Limited, but now going to be known as the Gold Board Jewelry Limited. One of the mandates given to the Ghana Gold Board under Act 1140 is a promotion of value addition. And by promotion of value addition to the country's gold resources and precious minerals, we're looking at local refining of gold and the use of that locally refined gold for jewelry manufacturing and the fabrication of gold into mints and other forms of castings. All around the world, that is what gold producing nations are moving towards, and we believe that the time is now for Ghana, formerly known as the Gold Coast, to take value addition very seriously. So on behalf of government, on behalf of the Ghana Gold Board, we want to thank you for accepting our offer to be brand ambassadors of Gold Board Jewelry. Yes, there are a number of gold jewelry companies in the country, but Gold Board Jewelry is the only state-owned jewelry manufacturing and gold fabrication company, and as such, it is going to play a very lead and important role in the actualization of the vision of His Excellency the President and government to build a hub of gold jewelry and gold ornaments in Ghana, which we call the Gold Village Project. We started engaging various partners across the world, and we're inviting them to come, but we cannot be inviting partners to come. I'm sure in the 2026 budget statement that will be read by the Finance Minister, you will hear an announcement about this project and the enabling environment government is committed to creating, which includes tax incentives for jewelry manufacturers and those who choose to invest early and partner the Gold Board in this quest. But we cannot be inviting investors, to come and invest in jewelry manufacturing when we, as a state, are not prioritizing that. And that is why we've made Gold Board Jewelry our #1 priority here. And we trust that with the experiences you bring on board, the expertise you bring on board, and more importantly, your fame that you have earned through the many years that you've been engaging media and more or less the creative industry. You can help us market this gold ball jewelry, not only to Ghanaians, but to the globe. The company is currently undergoing restructuring and rebranding, and we know that we can count on your expertise in that endeavor.
And for us and Jocelyn, we had a discussion. It's a call to serve our dear nation, and what a time to do that. So we'd like to say a big thank you to the Ghana Gold Board. We see ourselves not just as brand promoters or ambassadors, but we also have a stake. Like we said, it's a call to duty, and as professional marketers, we've done this extensively. Yeah. Between myself and Jocelyn, there's some great, years of experience, and that is what we want to bring to bear to achieve a unique presence and prominence for our jewelry. You mentioned it right. It used to be called the Gold Coast, and it's apt that we get back to our roots and help in marketing what we have. So yes, we are going to be actively involved, with gold ball jewelry, help trade and market this great industry that we're building. And again, with the gold village coming on stream, what a nice time to have this, and to have, like they have in Dubai, the Zouk, gold Zouk and all of that, Zouk village. We're happy that we're actually going to be at the forefront of this, looking at our network, our platforms, and following as well, on social media and traditional media. We believe that is going to go a long way. There are many events that are coming up. Even this December, look at the influx of people that we're expecting. So if at the airport we have a great signage, and even a table, a desk, and people are buying on arrival a piece and bit of Ghana, how refreshing that would be. And even as they leave our shores, if you have great marketers and influencers out there marketing it to them. So I believe that this is a game changer. We know that the umbrella body Gold Board is doing a lot in raking in a lot of money into the country for the past 6 months. If its baby Gold Board jewelry comes, on stream and also supports this great vision, I think that it's just going to be a game changer. So we thank you for the trust reposed in us, Jocelyn and myself, and we want to say that we're going to go the extra mile. We're going to go above and beyond, and we're going to be outstanding in our marketing of this. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Just to add to what he said, I feel like this is not just about you giving us this mandates, but it's a partnership. So we're going to work together with Gold Board, as much as it's a subsidiary. We cannot do this without everybody here and everybody in Gold Board. So I think that it's a partnership, and I want us to treat it as such, so that we can actually bring the dream to fruition.
Awesome.
Yeah. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
It's such a solid team. I'm happy. I'm happy to have both of you on board, and it can only get better. Thank you so much.